Let's dive into the first element of the police recruitment process, which is the National Sift. This is what's exactly on the side of the tin. It's designed to sift the numbers down. So tell me a little bit, Catherine, about the mistakes that people make when they're preparing for the National Sift and what the National Sift involves.
Well, the biggest mistake, I'll start with that first, is that people do it as themselves now, not as their best self as a police officer, imagining themselves as the best police officer. I know that might take some deep thought because you think I might not know what a police officer is, but imagine yourself as a police officer and then answer the questions. I mean, it's an intricate series of multiple choice and more like this, like, and it is detailed and it does take work. But we have an expert on our team, Jane, who is absolutely phenomenal. People have gone from having 10% to 95% within a session with her. She's phenomenal with it. So there really is a way to do it. And when I first got involved with this side of the business, there wasn't a sift, but so many people were surging to the online assessment centre. Like Brendan said, they just thought we just need to get the numbers down. But there is definitely a method towards it. And the start of that, if you are going to do it alone, is to think as a police officer. But Brendan, you know a lot about the SIFT and you've created practice mocks as the SIFT.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of bow down to Coach Jane as well. I think she's got 100% success rate with the Sift.
Yeah.
No one's failed with her yet. Um, it's very much a game to play. I often say that, look, the situational judgment test is going to give you various situations where you're going to have to determine which one's an effective response, which one's ineffective, which one's neither here nor there. And you've also got behavioural styles questionnaire, which is going to ask you questions about what sort of behaviours are you like. Now, one of the things we expect from all of our clients is absolute honesty. So this is not about answering the questions and being dishonest. It's not acting naturally. It's not being yourself. As Catherine said, it's being the best version of your future constable self. And you're still being honest because you're answering the questions honestly as the best version of your future constable self. So if I give you a quick example from the situational judgment test, we have, where is it actually? We've got, where is it? Here we go. There's our sample situational judgment test. One of the examples in there is about, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, we haven't got time, but one of the examples in there is about you overhearing two individuals in the locker room as a police officer, two fellow police officers talking about a fellow member of your team who's only just joined. It's a female officer, and their language is quite misogynistic, talking about them as being a waste of space and what the hell are they recruiting these days, and she's never going to cut it, and I don't know why they recruit people like that. What are you going to do? Now, most people will say things like, I'd definitely speak to them because what they're saying is out of order. But the world in policing is more complicated than that because the code of ethics requires you to challenge the behaviour, question the behaviour, and then report it. That's what the code of ethics requires of you. And the code of ethics is like, it's a code of practice. So it's like the law of the land. So for most people in their current workplace, they'd probably think the best thing to do is have a word with them and say, come on, mate, you're out of order. You know, if that officer was here, they'd be really upset by it. And I'm upset by it. So come on, cut it out. What's behind it? And they'd leave it at that. But that's not what the police requires of you. It requires you to challenge it, question it, ask the right questions of the individuals, and then you've got to report it. It's not a would you, could you, please. You've got to do it. And so that's just one of the examples of the sort of traps that people fall into. I'm quite sure there's people in this Zoom room now would be thinking, no, I'd actually do that. I'd do all of those three things. But would you really? Would you really? Would you really? So you're still answering the questions honestly, but you're not being yourself, and you're not answering the questions naturally, but you're answering the questions as the best version of your future constable self. Is that making sense to everyone? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Yeah. You've also got behavioural styles questionnaire. Behavioural styles questionnaire is going to ask you, are you more like this behaviour or less like this behaviour? Watch out for the double negatives. The double negatives really throw me like, oh, my head hurts with double negatives. And you might be thinking when you've done it, or some people may have already done it, be thinking, why are there so many questions about maths? I hate maths. But the best version of my future constable self loves maths. I love maths. And the reason why I love maths is because maths, I know this from a police force who actually told me, because I was like, why are there so many maths questions? And what they said, it's a proxy for analyse critically. It's a proxy for the competency of analyse critically. Because someone at the College of Policing thinks if you're good at maths, you must be able to analyse things critically. I'm rubbish at maths. And yet I worked in a special branch analysing intelligence from international money laundering and narcotics trade. So I don't get it. I don't agree with it, but it doesn't really matter what I think, does it, Catherine? It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the College of Policing thinks. So
are you going to pass or fail? Yeah.
Absolutely. So you want to be the person who answers the questions honestly as the best version of yourself. All right, there you go. That's the National Sift Behavioural Styles Questionnaire.